Good evening. Welcome back and happy Thursday. Thursday night football means week 3 is here in just a matter of hours. We're going to finally have our first action of the week. It's been too long since we had real football, the whole 3 days. So we're going to, of course, as we do, help you out. You got start sit questions, waiver wire trade, anything that might impact your fantasy team. We're here for it. And maybe you got something going on tonight. You wonder, should you stream a guy like Hunter Henry at tight end? A lot of us still looking for a tight end replacement. How good do you feel about a player like Garrett Wilson? I'm not gonna lie. It's a stretch. I think this is not the most fantasy friendly matchup, and Thursday nights aren't always too high scoring, anyways.
Yeah, this is probably not going to be a shootout. But you never know. Like sometimes these games surprise us.
This is true. Jets, I don't really think are going to get in too many shootouts at all this entire season. They do have a pretty good defense. And look, honestly, hats off, which I guess I can officially say now, to the Patriots, because the Belichick-Brady era is over. So it's different regime. So look, props to Mayo, new coach there, Jared Mayo. He's got that team together. I don't mean like they're pulling out a bunch of wins, but they almost pulled one off last week. They were very close. They're a lot more competitive than people thought, but not fancy friendly on offense. No. So we're going to help you answer your questions. That's what we're here for. So of course, if you got them, put them in the chat there. We'll do as many as we can. And you probably know this, but if you don't, if you super chat, that means we definitely will see that question pop up there in a little separate area we have, and we'll definitely answer all of those. It's like a fast pass that guarantees you get your question for sure shown and answered. And we will try to do some others as well. But let's do some quick updates in the news today. And of course, players getting hurt, players maybe coming back. I know. I color me skeptical. I need to see it before I believe it. But supposedly T. Higgins practiced today.
He did. He was limited. Remember, they don't play till Monday, so this is basically their Wednesday. So this is a good sign.
True.
It's the Commanders. I mean, look, if you have better options than T. Higgins, obviously don't play T. Higgins. But, man, it would be hard to bench T. Higgins against Commanders this week. That's for sure.
It would. It's almost worse that it's Monday because what if, right? He's like, well, not 100% or something. You got to make that decision before he plays. But
right.
We'll see. I'm not going to say anything either way because, like you said, it's basically their first practice. But he is out there. So there's that. I also saw some news that wasn't so great. Now, I don't know if this is true, but Kenneth Walker was feeling a little discomfort with like the oblique, and this is not official, but now there's some concern circulating that instead of like another game, it might be a few weeks. I don't know. That would definitely be depressing.
That would be depressing. I kind of was under the I definitely didn't think he was playing this week. I thought next week was probably slightly less than 50-50. Hopefully it's only a couple more games, but if you got Charbonnet, keep rolling them out there, I guess.
You can roll him out there. Yeah, not the high ceiling. Not really, honestly, even a good runner. He just hasn't been good as a rusher since he entered the league so far. Got time, but still, he gets some receptions, got touchdown upside. But anyways, we'll have to monitor that for sure. Like we got to see what's going on there. It's still, I'm not early, but we still have some time left. Friday practices usually tell all, but got to keep an eye on the injury report. What else going on in the news?
Well, we got one more big one that it's already been quite possibly the worst start for fantasy tight ends in fantasy history. And now the only one who's actually been good 2 weeks in a row, George Kittle, all of a sudden today did not practice with a hamstring injury. Like the 49ers might be down to Brandon Ayuk as the only weapon in the offense. Well, pretty much.
That makes Juwan Jennings pickup look even better at this point.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, I saw it was hamstring tightness, I think, which I don't know. Some of the other day was like, it's not an injury, it's tightness. Tightness is like it's a hamstring issue.
Like, look, my hamstrings are tight, but that's because like I don't play football every day, and right, I'm not a professional athlete in the prime of my life. I don't think George Kittle's hamstring tightness is the same as my hamstring tightness. Like, yeah, you can't feel good about a guy on the Thursday practice. Remember, tomorrow's their last practice, because we've seen already, right? AJ Brown. Oh yeah, he didn't practice Thursday. T. Higgins, week 1, Thursday. Oh yeah, my hamstring's just a little tight. Hasn't played for 2 weeks. AJ Brown. Oh yeah, just a little tight hamstring today. Gonna miss multiple weeks. Like, you can't just hamstring. No. This is not good. This is not good in any way. So, look, I'll say right now, if I have George Kittle and Hunter Henry, if Hunter Henry is on your waiver wire, I might just play Hunter Henry tonight and not even risk it with Kittle.
That's exactly right. It's almost no offense where, okay, well, this tight end's out, let me pick up the backup tight end, and you actually feel good about it, right? San Francisco is not one of those teams either. You probably want a guy who is at least part of his offense. Hunter Henry clearly is. Last week, he was basically the entire passing offense. So why risk it? Exactly. Why risk it? But yeah, San Francisco, I don't know what's going on there.
Man.
I don't know, guys. Do some yoga. Start stretching more. I don't know what you're doing or not doing.
That's all you need. Just some yoga. You'll be fine.
Yoga clears everything up.
Do some hot yoga. You'll be fine.
Exactly. Well, it's the one, goat yoga, right? Goat with the goat standing on your back.
Is that a real thing? Why do I believe that's a real thing?
Oh, it is very real. It is a very real thing. You do the thing like the downward dog, or whatever. You do a thing and the goat is standing on you, which I have no idea what that does, but supposedly it's a thing.
Okay. So if you're doing, I don't want to go too far off the rails into yoga here, but if you're doing a yoga class with like 20 people, they have to have 20 goats in there at the same time. So everybody has a goat on their back, or is there one goat that has to like rotate it? Like, does this one goat have to rotate around everybody?
He's like, okay, you're next. Goat. I was like, you know what? I didn't think about that. I think it's more like a personal thing. Like, I don't know if they do like classes for that.
This is like one-on-one only. Like the yoga instructor has his or her goat. It's like I got my goat. I can only teach one person at a time because I only have one goat.
Here, I think it's okay. I guess it could go either way. All right, sorry. We're gonna get into it. Yeah, it's too late.
Come for the fantasy football advice. Stay for the yoga. Oh my gosh, look at that. That's like 2 in 1. That poor goat.
I did yoga with a goat on my back, and it was surprisingly zen.
That poor goat. Look at that poor goat. Has to stretch across 2 people like that. The poor goat. That goat doesn't understand what yoga is. That goat's not like, oh, I'm being so. That goat's like, what is happening right now? Poor goat.
He's not running away. He's down with it. I mean, he's not.
I mean, what can he do? He's stuck on their backs. What can he? I mean, what choice does he have?
I wonder if he gets paid like an extra hay or something. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. Go to eat 10 cans. There's an extra 10 can for you. All right. Anyways, aside from goat yoga, we're here to answer your start sit questions. And before we do that, I also should remind you, besides setting your lineup and getting the right players in there, you also want to set your picks. I'm talking about underdog. You can get those picks in right now because it is 30% Thursday, or Thursday 30%. The point is you get 30% profit boost token, and this is everybody. Go check right now. I already used mine. Hoping Hunter Henry scores a touchdown because I took the higher on that. Took a little boost there. Let's see if it happens. Breece Lowe, which by the way, surprisingly low in his rushing yard projection there. It's like 62 or something. I took the higher on that. But 30% Thursday. So you already know you have an account. Go use this. If you don't have an account, you might want to get it now so you can get that 30% boost. You also get this because we still got a couple hours before kickoff. You can get this free pick of Aaron Rodgers just getting 1 yard. Aaron Rodgers, higher than 0.5 total yards. It's a free one. You get this pick, combine it with some other pick, anything you like. Doesn't even have to just be for tonight's game, but this one is. So you want to get that now, plus your 30% token. And you can put all your picks in for the Sunday slate, Monday Night Football, baseball still going on. Anything that they have on there is a lot. So get this free pick and get the other token plus another free pick. I think they still have that CeeDee Lamb one going on, right? That's for existing customers.
Yep.
All of this, but that's if you sign up, get an Underdog account, you have to sign up using code ENDGAME because that gets you the new customer special. Plus, of course, the deposit match up to $1,000 in bonus cash as well. So try Underdog if you haven't yet. Again, code ENDGAME is what you want to use when you do get your new account. And of course, also the app to get is Draft Lane. That's our app because it really puts you in contact directly with us. That's what it is. You put a question, we answer it. We've been doing this all day yesterday. Been picking up, getting busy. A lot of people that we are familiar with from the streams. We see you guys on there, and also a lot of other people. So it's working well. I don't think we had a single bug, issue, complaint that, as far as I know. Of course, I'm not the developer, but I haven't heard anything but good feedback so far. So check it out. It's called Draft Lane. You can download it for free from the App Store or Play Store. And if you are brand new and you're just getting it for the first time, you'll get a $10 credit as well for a limited time while the season is still relatively early. So if you haven't tried Draft Lane yet, check it out. All right. We do have questions on here, though.
Yes.
Before we get to the Draft Lane app. So we're going to try to answer as many as we can before kickoff. Let's start with a guy who, if I remember, Dan, isn't he in Seoul, Korea? I think he is.
Is he? Oh, what's up, Dan?
Correct me if I'm wrong, Dan. I know he's overseas. All right, maybe somewhere else now. But greetings. Ferguson and Bowers. All right. So what are you doing if you have two startable tight ends? And would you trade one for either Neighbors, Dell, or Olave? This is an 8-team league.
I mean, if I can trade one of these guys for Olave, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I don't know about Neighbors or Dell. I mean, I would trade Ferguson for Neighbors or Dell, no doubt. Like, go ahead.
Yeah.
But the problem with Ferguson is Ferguson's hurt. Now, he has been practicing a little bit this week, so maybe he plays. But, like, I don't know if you're going to get Dell or Neighbors for Ferguson right now when he hasn't even played. But if someone's willing to give me Olave for Bowers, just give me Olave. I'll just roll with Ferguson every week. It's fine.
If you can get any of these receivers for Ferguson right now,
yeah,
I'd be surprised.
Right.
I would just be surprised because, again, not that even just that he hasn't played, but he's for an 8-team league, he's like barely startable, but very lower end here. If you can get any of those guys for Ferguson, just do it. Bowers, I mean, I'd like to keep Bowers, but if you can get Olave, I think it's worth it. And then Dan, promise we'll stay on the rails after this, but he wants to know. I'm not actually sure why. If we did a 40-yard dash, you and I did a 40-yard dash for unexplained reasons, who would win?
I have no idea who would win. I have
Could
not.
you beat Rich Eisen?
Yeah, I could definitely beat Rich Eisen. I have tight hamstrings, but they're not as tight as Rich Eisen's hamstrings. Like,
I have a very good idea that I would get smoked because Chris works out. I have not worked out recently. Chris, you're not quite quadzilla, but I'm sure your quads are double mine. So yeah, you'd probably crush me.
I mean, maybe, but I don't run like that anymore. So I don't know. But I know I could still beat a 6'2", 5. Like, come on.
Maybe the better question would be which of us would tear a ligament before the 40 yards is over. Well,
that's the thing. Like, that's the big question here. Is like, I'm actually shocked that like him and like he doesn't tear something, or like when him and Adam Schefter race. Like, I'm really shocked neither one of them got hurt, to be honest.
I'm sure they stretch. They do a lot of yoga beforehand. They keep
I
limber.
mean, even if you do goat yoga beforehand, like your body, you can't just like take your suit off and your body's ready to run a full sprint. Although I don't know if I call what they did a full sprint, but for them it was a full sprint.
All right. Oh, back to the lineup questions. Marcus. 2 running backs, 2 receivers, and the flex with the most stacked lineup possible.
And remember, it's point per carry. So like last week, Josh Jacobs got 32 points just for doing nothing, basically. 32 points. Like his floor was 32 points. I mean, I think in this format, you got to go Hall Bijan Jacobs. I think when Love comes back, which look, maybe Love, there is some chatter that maybe Love will try to play this week. I don't think so still. When Love comes back, then it's going to be JT over Jacobs, but they're going to give Jacobs 25 to 30 carries. You can't bench him in this format. Again, that's 25 to 30 points for doing nothing, basically. So I think I got to go Hall Bijan Jacobs as my running backs and flex. And then I think you got to go, I think I still got to go Amon-Ra and Nico at wide receiver.
I did see Nico something in the injury report, like he was limited. I mean, again, not panicking, but
I think he was back practicing today.
He's okay today. All right. I mean, there are no wrong answers here, Marcus.
No, there really aren't.
Now, here's another one. I feel pretty good about this. McBride over Pitts, right?
McBride, I'm not even okay. If Kittle was healthy, not even like exaggerating here, not even being hyperbolic, anything. The only tight ends I would have any confidence in right now are McBride and Kittle. But now Kittle's hurt. So now the only tight end I have any confidence in right now, and I'm talking about name me any tight end, any from any team. It's just McBride. Like if you have McBride, congratulations. You have the only good tight end. Congratulations.
It's true. Sad, but true. It's definitely McBride here.
Again, right. I ask, why do we require tight end in fantasy? Why do we do this to ourselves? Why is this a thing? Why are we still doing? All I heard this offseason, oh my gosh, look at the young talent at tight end. Oh my gosh, look at how deep tight end is. This is fun. This is finally the year where tight end will be strong in fantasy. And here we are. You got one guy. One.
Yeah, after this year, it might not be required. A lot of teams will move away from it. We'll see. Brandon Duggar just stopping in to say hello.
Yeah, Brandon.
It's a good day so far.
So far.
Gabriel, good evening. Needs advice on a wide receiver and a flex. Mooney, D-Rob, Shakir, Javonte. Yeah, the he's due argument doesn't always pay off.
He's due for a touchdown. I mean, I guess the Broncos are due for a touchdown, but yeah, I'm not chasing the due for touchdown on the Broncos running back. I mean, like, is Vita Vea for sure out? Do we know? I mean, I don't know if it'll matter, but
I'm not for sure. At last I heard, I thought it was gonna be like 2 to 3 weeks, but I don't know.
Yeah, he hasn't practiced this week, so I will say that does help, but I still can't go. Javonte, wide receiver and a flex. I think you got to go DeMarcus Robinson, and then I probably just gamble on the upside of Mooney.
Yeah, agree. Mooney. Shakir's going to be in a tough spot. Well, not too tough, actually, now I think about it. But just go for Mooney.
Shakir is okay. Shakir is safer, I think. I think if you're like, hey, I don't care as much about upside, I just want a floor, that's Shakir. Because he's actually the guy who actually gets consistent targets in this offense, but his upside isn't very high. So if you want to go more floor play, I think you can go Shakir.
Yeah, exactly. But with this type of floor / ceiling, if you want to call it either one, might as well go for Mooney. All right, when it says Gonzalez got offered Jordan Mason from Malik Neighbors. Would you give away Neighbors to get Mason right now?
No. Well, I mean, only if you had CMC am I doing this. And you say you're receiving core, but look, you're getting T. Higgins back. Getting T. Higgins back this week against Commanders.
You got Monty
T. Higgins,
Henry.
wide receiver. Are we ready for T. Higgins, wide receiver 1 week this week?
I'm not at all, not at all prepared for that.
I
mean, you gotta look, Henry. You pretty much start him every week, right? There's no reason not to. Brian Robinson and Monty, those guys are
they're fine.
Very startable. You're not super thin at running back. So
yeah, I just worry like what if CMC. So okay, like I know this every year there's always something like this, but I will say from the one Twitter doctor that I follow who's mostly accurate, not completely. He did say if McCaffrey's Achilles tendonitis does completely go away, like so if they let him go on IR and he just rests, and then it's like, hey, it's gone, then there's no risk, or very, very, very low. I shouldn't say no, but like very, very, very low risk of an Achilles rupture. It's when it's inflamed with that tendonitis that the risk is very high. So I'm still not convinced that we don't see CMC this year.
Yeah,
but
like if he had
just rather hold Neighbors for now.
Yeah, like if he had tried to play when it was still bothering him, that would have been super risky. And so they did the smart thing by shutting him down. Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with trading Neighbors for a running back. I just want more of a sure thing, right? More of a sure thing.
Right.
Okay. Keith had a couple questions yesterday. No questions. Just keep being awesome. We will try. We will try to do
All
our
right,
best.
we will do our best. Thank you, Keith.
All right. And Keith, by the way, anybody who's not in the Discord, if you are, you already know Keith is awesome and answers questions just as well, if not better than we do. So very awesome. Live wire. I do see a super chat, but and I do see this, which thank you, live wire. But I don't see the question, and I see his comment that says that he doesn't see his question. So, Livewire, I guess drop your question again, unless you already did.
I'll take a look. This was like up towards the beginning, right? This is like,
yeah, like starting from the beginning. I don't see anything, so we'll look. Livewire, if we don't find it, then just you can just type it again. Normal chat.
Yeah, I see. Why is my message disappearing? I see both, right. And I paid a super chat.
Yeah,
but I don't see your actual question. So yeah, just drop it. You don't have to super chat, of course. Just drop it.
I guess it did disappear. Alex B in Dynasty. Okay, got a flex either Christian Kirk, Deontay, Yoshi, Chandler, Whittington, McMillan.
I think I'm going Deontay. I think I'm just going to gamble on Deontay. You can't. Yoshi, not an option if T is back.
Right.
I mean, Whittington, sure, could, but also very risky. Look, Andy Dalton, I mean, take it for what it's worth, but last year in his one start, threw for what, 356 yards and 2 touchdowns in Seattle? I will say one thing. It's kind of like Joe Flacco. Like Andy Dalton is at that point of his career where he's not auditioning for next year. He's not trying to show teams like, you know, I can still be your starting quarterback. He's just gonna go out there and just sling it. Like, what is he? He's not playing to lose anything, right? It's not like if Bryce Young got traded to some new team and he's got to prove he can be their quarterback and he doesn't want to throw like 3 interceptions. Like Andy Dalton might throw 3 interceptions tomorrow, but he might also throw for 350 yards because he's just like, I don't care. You know what I mean? I don't care.
Exactly right. Yeah, and there's no pressure. Zero pressure.
No pressure on him. So give me Deontay and let's hope Andy Dalton slings it.
And that's exactly right. The same thing with Flacco. He's like, these guys are just happy they're still in the league playing football, and then they get to start. Like, this is awesome, just sling it. And he definitely doesn't have to worry about keeping his club in contention for the playoff race. Like, there's no pressure there.
No.
If they don't win, okay, well, more of the same. Yeah, for this group, I would go Deontay. Let's see what happens. Royland snagged Love off of waivers. That's smart. So now
Nice.
he's got Love. Would you trade AR
Yeah, I mean,
for a running back?
definitely, because it sounds like, I mean, I still don't think we see Love this week, but it certainly sounds like next week is a definite possibility. So really, if you trade Anthony Richardson for an RB2, you just go stream a quarterback this week, like go get Geno Smith or something, or even maybe Andy Dalton, and just try to get by with that quarterback this week, and then you got Love next week. So absolutely do this.
Yep. Now, of this group, if you can get James Cook, that would be the first choice. He's more of an RB1 than RB2. I would love to say Walker, but now I'm a little worried if he's missing multiple weeks. We'll see. I think if you can get Cook, definitely do it. If you go for Najee, I don't think that's enough. Javonte's no. Like some of these guys, there's a big difference, right? Like James Cook, Javonte Williams, big difference. So, Keith Tapp, with Kittle banged up, would you go with Likely or just go with Hunter Henry?
I mean, it would be frustrating if you roll with Henry tonight. I know I said at the beginning I would just go with Henry. Then I thought about it a little more after I said it, and I'm like, it would be really frustrating if you go with Henry tonight and he gets like 3 catches for 35 yards. And then tomorrow they're like, nah, Kittle's practicing. He's fine. It was just a little something. We were just being cautious. And you're like, So I think since you have Likely, maybe just wait for Kittle and see. And if Kittle doesn't go Likely. And hopefully, I mean, this is always so tough. Because if Henry goes off tonight, you're gonna be like, I should have just played Henry. But I mean, wow. I just would hate to have Kittle on my bench if he's playing this week, because it's just him and Ayuk basically.
Yeah, that's the thing. They didn't say, not like he pulled something. It's tightness. It could subside. So if you have Likely, I guess just wait on this one. I mean, Henry is definitely a strong streamer. Not assuming he's going to get 100 yards again necessarily, but I think he's a good streamer. But I think it's worth waiting for Kittle. Agree. Other John is in the house. Need one flex, PPR, but only half point for RB receptions.
Oh, okay.
So in that case, Carson Steele, Scary Terry. I'm sorry, Warhorse, Scary Terry, or the Moon Man.
Isn't he just DM1?
TM1, yeah. What number is Carson Steele? Let's see, CS 32,
TM 13, yeah, CS 42, CS 42.
42.
He's 42.
It's like a fullback number.
It's kind of what he was.
Kind of what he is.
It was like a hybrid, I guess. And I mean, I don't think the half point per running back reception really affects Steele. He's not going to catch. He might catch a pass or two, but that's it. Like, I don't think that really affects Steele. I mean, can I really start Steele over Terry? I know Terry's been so bad.
I know this is surprisingly tough.
I don't. Just, man. Like, it should just be easily Terry McLaurin. Why is it not just easily Terry McLaurin? Let me look here. Terry McLaurin.
Realistically, if you're starting Steele, you're hoping for a touchdown. I mean, we're not counting on a 100-yard game, this big monster output. You're hoping he gets a touchdown and some yardage. So that's what it comes down to. But then
I will say, yeah, I mean, I'm looking at it here. Like, Terry is actually pretty strong regression candidate if you believe in that kind of thing. I don't know. I don't think I can bench Terry for Carson Steele. I don't think I can do it. I can't do it.
Yeah, if it's my lineup, I'm putting McLaurin in there. So there you go. Good luck. All right, now here's an very interesting trade. Angelina Puente Perez, 12-man PPR, traded Bijan and Flowers for Chase, McBride, and I'm assuming that's Derrick Henry.
I hope that's Derrick Henry. I hope he didn't trade for 2 tight ends. I'm going to assume Derrick Henry.
Bijan, Flowers, Chase, McBride, and Henry.
I mean, I can't say it's bad for you. If Chase becomes the guy we expect him to be, we already know McBride's probably going to be great. Henry's fine. So basically, this is Bijan for Chase. I mean, I still prefer Bijan. I prefer Bijan even before the season, but it's not like it's a huge gap. It's not like Bijan to Chase is a huge gap. It's, So then it's like Flowers for McBride and Henry, which I think is fine. I think this trade is fine. Yeah, I think it's fine.
I think it's pretty good. Rest of the team, you already had 2 good running backs. So, yeah, I think this is good. This is a win. You upgraded over Muth, and you upgraded receiver. I like this trade. It's a good one. I think these mega deals. All right. And then we got Alexis Aguilar, Fields, or Caleb Williams. Oh, somebody sniped Goff.
Just give me Fields. I mean, how good can we feel about Caleb right now? At least Fields gives you some rushing. Give me Fields.
Yeah, might as well go with Fields and hope he scores on the ground. And then he also wants to know, somebody offered Lamb for Barkley. You taking Lamb?
Yeah, give me Lamb. I think I'm taking Lamb here.
Yeah, you got okay, so you got Brees, K9, of course, still waiting on, but he'll come back. Robinson, you can definitely start Robinson. Take Lamb.
Yep, take Lamb.
It's a good deal. Because somebody's desperate for a running back, I guess. Almost ace. 12-man PPR. This
is the same trade.
It's the same trade with a different username.
Is it really?
It is.
Huh. Well,
all right. Exposed.
No, you definitely did not screw up.
Rough times. True indeed. PPR have Henry, but Ferguson, and Gogurt on waiver.
Isn't that like a kid's snack or something?
It is. I'm guessing Goddard. Okay, should I roll with Henry? Ferguson may not play.
Yeah, just roll with Henry. I mean, what are we expecting from Goddard at this point? And Ferguson may or may not play, but even if he does, he's probably not going to be full 100%. Just roll with Henry tonight. And I agree.
Right.
Just like and sub. It's free, yo. It's free.
Exactly. It doesn't hurt you to hit the like button.
Or the sub.
But it hurts us when you don't. Kirsten Johnson, rank, Monty B-Rob, Sharps.
Is this rest of the season or this week? If it's this week, I'm going B-Rob. I guess Sharps Monty? That one's close. Sharp Monty close. Charbonnet catches passes. Charbonnet has no competition this week. I guess I'll give him the slight edge.
Yeah, B-Rob is first here. I don't know. I'm going to give Monty the slight edge just because I think he's a better running back. Better team. Always has touchdown upside. It's pretty close, though. Pretty comparable. This week, it's comparable. All right. Rest of the season, it's definitely B-Rob, Monty, Sharps. Yes. Steve James, 1 to flex. It's got to be Ayuk here over JMO or Henry.
I mean, it's got it. Again, I think I said this. I think I said it on the wide receiver start sit video. If Ayuk doesn't go off this week, we are in full-fledged panic mode because no Debo, no CMC, maybe no Kittle. like if he doesn't have a big week 3 here, then it's like, okay, we are in full-fledged panic. Plus, don't they have a pretty good matchup this week? Who do they play again? Like, not that bad. Oh, the Rams. It's the Rams. Yeah, like if Debo does not go, I mean, if Ayuk does not go off this week, we are in full-fledged run for the hills.
It's got to be Ayuk. It was Ayuk anyways, and now if George Kittle misses as well, I mean, it's too early to say that for sure. It's definitely Ayuk. It was Ayuk anyways, and in fact, Ayuk, the boom video is out, I think. So look,
Yes,
already had Ayuk. It's funny because I even said this. It's absolutely true. Chris, you can attest to this.
Yep.
Before it was like Monday morning, and I'm like, okay, who am I gonna pick? Somebody who should probably go off, a rebound candidate, Ayuk in there. And then that night we're streaming, and then Debo is out. I was big on Ayuk this week before Debo was even hurt. And then now you're talking about Kittle being out too. But anyways, the point is it's Ayuk.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of JMO, let's help Chris out here. Chris Lupke. Did you get cute? Which is usually meaning it's a bad question. And bench Evans for JMO.
No. Usually getting cute doesn't work.
No. Too cute.
Yep.
Too cute. No reason to bench Evans. And this is not a smash spot for JMO anyways. It's fine. Like, he's definitely startable. Johnny Camarena, what is up? Rodgers, Baker, or Burrow? Easy.
Burrow. Definitely Burrow this week. At home against Commanders. All the Burrow. Give me all the Burrow.
Even me. All the Burrow. None of the Rodgers. Again, Johnny, watch the boom video. Talk about Burrow also. Antoine, what's up? Want to know how to become a member? There's like a button you push under the thing at the bottom right, I think.
Yes, there should be a button. I don't know if it's under the live streams. I mean, I'm sure it is because we have people do it. It should say join. I think it says join. I don't know. Something like that.
Yeah. There's a quickie. Let's do a couple of the before we get to the super chats. The Mighty Legend, trade Sutton for Cooper.
Yeah, just give me Cooper. What is the real upside here with Sutton? Give me Cooper.
Yes, exactly. Go for Cooper. Bantam, would you go Hunter Henry tonight over Goddard?
Yeah, I mean, what's the upside for Goddard? Even last week with AJ Brown out, it's like, okay, this should be a good Goddard game. It does nothing. Like, yeah, give me Henry.
Yes. Yeah, it really should have been a bigger Goddard game. But remember, new OC, maybe he just doesn't love throwing to a tight end as much. I don't think he really does, right? Kellen Moore's never been a guy who's like helped tight ends to go off in fantasy.
Right.
Not that I recall. Joe. Okay, so assuming if T is out, I guess if T is in, you're good. But if not, flex Deontay, Ford, Addison.
Again, assuming it's PPR, I'm going to go Deontay. I think Ford isn't a bad start this week. It's a good matchup against the Giants, and I have my doubts that Deontay Foreman is becoming the RB1 there. So, but if it's PPR, let's just gamble with Deontay.
Yeah, agree. You can still roll Deontay. I'm not sure Addison is going to be good this week either. So let's trust the red rifle. And then let's help fantasy football dude.
All right.
Is there a reason to bench Barkley?
You have Brees and Bijan Robinson.
Nope. Got Mason, Cook, and Patriots backfield.
No reason to bench Barkley. Barkley is not the reason you're 0-2. That's for sure.
No. I go Barkley. I mean, if he needs two running backs, is it what, Barkley Mason or Barkley Cook?
I think I got to go Mason. Mason just gets every touch in that back. I mean, he doesn't catch passes, but he gets 20 plus carries behind that, in that 49ers offense.
And Debo out. Maybe Kittle. Yeah, just go. All right, one more and we get to the super chats. I mean, how can I not respond to Pierre? Thomas. Sharps or Stevenson?
I think you got to go Stevenson still. I mean, this guy is the definition of a workhorse, and he looks good. He's catching passes. I think you got to go Stevenson.
Yeah, just roll him out there. No reason to doubt it. without a touchdown, Charbonnet is probably a little lacking, right? A few catches, some yards, but not great as a runner. Go Ramondre. All right, Joe V. Monty or London? Don't sleep on Monty. I think he wants us to say Monty.
If it's PPR, I'm going London. If it's non-PPR, Monty. How's that?
Yeah, not sleeping on Monty. We know what Monty is at this point.
Right.
Chris, you're not a Monty hater just because you said to sell him last week.
It's not even just Monty. You can go back in time. I did this with Kenneth Walker the last 2 years. I did this with Nick Chubb for many years. Guys who don't catch any passes, and especially guys who don't catch any passes aren't even the workhorse running back in their own offense. Sure, you're going to have games like you've had in weeks 1 and 2 where he's been pretty good. But you're going to have a stretch here where he doesn't score a touchdown, and you're like, oh my God, do I still even start this guy? It's just the way it is with these type of running backs. Like he doesn't even get half his team's carries, doesn't catch hardly any passes. So, it's just the way it is with Monty. He's fine. Like he can always score a touchdown. He's not going to score a touchdown every game because nobody's going to do that. But if it's PPR, I'm still going London. If it's non-PPR, then sure, I'll go Monty.
I'll agree Monty has a higher floor, but we usually shoot for ceiling, not floor, because floor doesn't win you matchups necessarily. So I would go London too, if it's PPR. And then Oliver Glenn, Caleb Williams, Deshaun Watson, or Kirk Cousins?
Oh, man. Let's see. Cousins against...
I think it's the Chiefs.
I hate it, but I'm probably just going to Deshaun Watson. He's at home against the Giants. I mean, look, if Amari Cooper is really going to have that huge game that all the stats that don't score fantasy points are saying he's going to have, that means Deshaun Watson's probably going to have a pretty good game too. So give me Deshaun Watson, I guess. Throw up in my mouth a little bit.
It can't be Caleb Williams yet. I think we're going to lean matchup here because, again, like you were saying, until the very final drive of the game, Kirk Cousins was having another bad game. So,
yep,
it's not like you can feel better about him than Watson. So just go Watson based on the matchup because this is close. Abel, what running back to start in full PPR? Ford or Swift? With Walker out, Mason is starting, thankfully. Ford or Swift?
I mean, the answer should be Swift. It's the Colts. The Colts have been terrible against the run this year, and he's getting the touches. But from what we've seen from that offensive line and Swift so far, I think I just go Ford against the Giants. The Giants haven't been very good against running backs either. And yeah, just go Ford.
It's like you said, it really should be Swift. But again, we can't trust. And that's the thing. And a lot of people already... I think a lot of people were just waiting and eager, some people for whatever reason, to bury Caleb Williams and call him a bust, just waiting for him, And I don't think it's him. That offensive line has been horrible. He's had like the least time to throw. He's been pressured. He was pressured on like every single drop back last week. And I think that's part of Swift too. Swift didn't all of a sudden just become dust. Like he's not that old. He was good last year. It's that offensive line's been horrible. I mean, I doubt that's going to change much from week 2 to week 3. I'm going to go forward until things change in Chicago. J876, are you dropping these Jags, Ingram and Kirk?
No, not dropping them. Especially not Ingram. I mean, I know he didn't have a great week 1, but okay, got hurt right in warmups, which certainly was frustrating, but we haven't seen enough from Ingram to really consider dropping him yet. That's for sure.
A ton of people have dropped Kirk already. I'm not there. I have Kirk still in my leagues where I drafted him. I picked him up in one league. He was dropped. And there's no reason to drop Ingram. I mean, he'll be back. Maybe not this week, but he'll be back. So, no, I'm not dropping him. All right. Sloth has returned. Thoughts about the Rodgers-Wilson stack?
I mean, I really hope tonight's the night. I hope tonight is the night. I really do. That's my thoughts. I hope tonight is the night. That's it. I mean, there are worse stacks. There are worse stacks out there.
Well, let's bundle this one. Sloth super chat. Christopher Lee down here asks, should I start Aaron Rodgers or Geno Smith this weekend? Okay, so for me, it's easily Geno Smith.
Yeah,
look,
I agree.
I'm not starting Aaron Rodgers in a single quarterback league probably this whole season. Just the upside is not there. The passing yardage, it's not going to be there because he has Garrett Wilson. Mike Williams is not Mike Williams of old. Who knows if he will be at any point this season. Alan Lazard, you know what Alan Lazard is. Ty Conklin is just a guy. Yeah, this is going to be a team that's based on their defense and their running game. He's not going to have fantasy numbers. So I would fire up Wilson for the most part, unless you're totally stacked at receiver. You can't talk me into Aaron Rodgers, especially this week. Okay. So what? Although this is a great idea, Sir Boomer took that Aaron Rodgers freebie going with Cousins over 0.5 rushing yards. That's a risky one.
That is a risky one. Does Kirk Cousins have a rushing yard this year?
I actually don't know. I would be shocked if he did.
I mean, he is coming off an Achilles injury. I guess maybe he could like QB sneak. Let's see.
All right, but either way, if you are new to Underdog, take the freebie and pair it with whatever pick you like.
So the encouraging thing here is he does have 5 rushing attempts. The discouraging thing is he has -1 yard on those 5 rushing attempts.
Well,
but maybe tonight.
There's a chance. Break out the I too like to live dangerously. All right, let's get to Style and Moose. Just giving a shout out. Thank you, Style and Moose. I'm glad you're still here. All right, Jordan Dumas. Starting lineup as of now got Hurts, Tyreek, Evans, D-Rob, Kincaid, Jacobs / Mason at the flex. Brian Robinson. Scary Terry, Judy, Monty, Kirk, Chandler, Braylon Allen, full PPR. Any changes? Anybody in the bench worth starting? I don't think so.
Oh man, can I really go DeMarcus Robinson over Terry again? Oh,
yeah, D-Rob is.
I think I'm going Terry over DeMarcus Robinson. It's not like I know Kupp and Puka are out, but that doesn't mean DeMarcus Robinson's a sure thing.
Definitely not a sure thing. Like I said, it could be that Robinson now benefits, or it could be that the Rams just don't score like last week. But I might take a shot on the upside of Robinson. I probably would just keep it the way it is. It's up to you, Jordan, whichever one you prefer. But everything else I think is good. Pedro Nevarez at the flex in a 10-man league. Moss against the Commanders or Andrins.
Well, again, I mean, Moss is tempting because it's the Commanders. But if Aaron Jones plays, I'm not starting Zach Moss over Aaron Jones. I'm going Aaron Jones.
Yeah, Moss. I remember the Commanders, bad defense, but mainly bad pass defense. Yeah, I don't want to start Zach Moss if I don't have to. I would just go Jones.
And by the way, I know this is football. I'm not a baseball guy, but Shohei Ohtani just hit 2 home runs today to become the first ever 50-50 player, which is really exciting, except for the fact that I'm playing Shohei Ohtani in our baseball semifinals and I'm getting wrecked by Shohei Ohtani. But first ever 50-50. Crazy.
Man,
Crazy.
It's probably, assuming he stays intact, going to go down as one of the GOATs by the time his career is over. I mean, just like amazing. All right, Anthony Cervantes. It's 12-man PPR. Got Hurts, H.N. Henry, Sun God, DK Bowers, Neighbors.
How to feel rest of the season? I mean, should feel good. You should feel good. You got an elite QB, what looks like an elite tight end. You got good running backs, good wide receivers, yeah, you should feel good. I can see why you're 2-0.
I don't think, I mean, I keep saying this might be a good time to sell high neighbors so you can get something better in return. I would do it, but you don't need to. I think you're totally fine. You should be very happy with your lineup right now. Okay, Indy Laser. Lost Pacheco. So here are the choices. Mostert, if he plays. Braylon Allen, who goes tonight. Antonio Gibson, who also goes tonight. Wait a minute. Gibbs. I thought you were saying that Antonio Gibson was going to be your RB1.
What is the latest on Mostert? I know, like yesterday he was practicing. Have we heard anything more today?
I think he's going to be questionable, probably. So, if I'm in your situation, I'm probably just firing up Gibson tonight and just take what I get.
Yeah, because what are you going to do? I mean, Braylon Allen. Like, I'm not expecting a repeat of last week, so just go with Gibson.
Yeah, Mostert, it's too risky. Louis Trejo, it's 10-man, half PPR. Need 2 between DJ, Amari, Monty, Ford.
I'm going Amari and Monty. I mean, for all the stuff I say about Monty, I still feel better about him than Ford. And look, DJ Moore, how good can we feel about DJ Moore? Just give me Amari Cooper and hope this is the week. Hope this is the week.
Amari Cooper definitely has the most upside here. I think that's where you have to go. It's half PPR, so yeah, sure. Just let's go Amari Monty. These guys are all pretty close. The worry with Ford, even though he has a better matchup, is oh no, here comes Deontay Foreman out of nowhere. It's like limited upside. So let's just go Amari Monty. Ravi, ready. Carr or Baker?
I'm going Carr this week. Let's ride with the MVP, Derek Carr.
There you go. Said no one ever until week 2 of the NFL season in 2024. Go Carr. Yeah, agree. Ford or Dobbins. I mean,
you got to go Look, I cannot in any kind of good faith or good conscience. Like if I tell you to start Ford, I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. So start Dobbins. If this is the week where he crashes back down to earth, fine. Next week you can ask this question again and maybe we'll say Ford. But at this point, how can you not start Dobbins?
Gotta start Dobbins. Well, it's easier to say just start Dobbins now because of Deontay Foreman, suddenly revealing himself. So yeah, it's going to be Carr and Dobbins. Just go with the hot hands at this point. All right, here's the $1 million question. We talked about this at the very top when we started, and Demetrios wants to know, you got Kittle. Are you picking up Hunter Henry? Got to make that decision in the next hour.
I mean, okay, probably it depends who else is on waiver wire. I honestly might be okay rolling with Brenton Strange or maybe even Zach Ertz. Like if those guys are out there, I might just gamble on Kittle because again, Kittle, A, he's been great to start the season, and B, if he plays, it's him and Ayuk. And then Jennings and these guys, but I mean, it's just basically him and Ayuk. So I might just wait if Ertz or Brenton Strange are out there. And then if Kittle doesn't play, I'll put one of those guys in my lineup.
It's not a bad idea. I do kind of like low-key, like Brenton Strange. And if you're like, who's that? Well, just watch. That video is coming out. If you haven't seen Beat the Breakout this week, I'll talk about him. All right, now here's another dilemma. Got to make this decision now too. Jamison Brooks. Would you roll Hunter Henry over Travis Kelce in standard?
I'm not ready to do this yet. I'm not quite there. I know I'm saying Kelce, I think, is dust. And yes, he has been really upsetting so far, but no, I'm not. It's not like Hunter Henry is a lock. not like I know Hunter Henry is going for 100 yards tonight and scoring a touchdown or something. Like, I cannot bench Travis Kelce for Hunter Henry yet.
I know you're disappointed with Kelsey, as you should be, but don't do this just because you're upset at a guy. And look, it's standard, honestly. Who has a better chance to score a touchdown? I think it's still Travis Kelce. So, although I do hope Hunter Henry scores a touchdown tonight because I took the higher on touchdowns and underdog. But that aside, I would go Kelsey too. All right, and then another Chief question: Eric Sanchez. Had a lot of discussion about Pacheco early in the week. Would you or should he trade for Pacheco if you can get him cheap?
I mean, if you can get him cheap, definitely. If you can get him cheap, definitely. But again, we did hear that Andy Reid quote where it's like, I can't give you a timeline whether it's this year or next year. Like, wait, what? What next year? Like, what next year? What happened to 6 to 8 weeks? But still, I mean, if you can get him on the cheap, I don't know what cheap means, but like if it's truly cheap, then yeah, why not? Why not? Like if it's one of your bench players that is only like a bye week fill-in, yeah, get him.
Right. Like I said, I'm not really trading for Pacheco. I don't see any reason to do that now. If you're giving away like Jacoby Myers or Kareem Hunt, okay, fine. But other than that, it would have to be very cheap. Andre Gregorio, lots of injuries like
Yes.
Puka, Njoku, Love. Okay, so flex Deontay Waddle, Shakir.
Again, I know I'm nervous about Waddle this week with Skylar Thompson for sure, but it's not like Shakir. Like, okay, fine. We can't like just say for sure Deontay Johnson is gonna light it up with Andy Dalton. I still have to start Waddle over these guys.
Yeah, agree. Shakir is not going to jump over Waddle at this point. I'd be okay if you want to start Deontay, but I think for the most part, just go Waddle. Now to stream at tight end, Parkinson, who was kind of a bust last week, Ertz, Schultz, or somebody else.
I think out of this group, I'm just going Ertz. I mean, at least he gets some targets and some catches. Parkinson, I mean, I think he's just going to block for Kyron, and then Schultz. Like literally has to score a touchdown.
Yeah. And only other would be if Gesicki's out there, get him. I think of this group, I could put Hunter Henry over those guys. But other than that, then just Ertz. And then, man, I think this is the same team. Sam Darnold, Gardner Minshew, Justin Fields.
I think you just roll with Darnold this week. He's been pretty good. Justin Jefferson's going to play. I actually put him on our streamers video this week. The Texans, despite getting to play Caleb Williams last week, still have allowed the 11th most fantasy points to tight end to QBs this year. So they got to play Caleb Williams last week. I'm just going Sam Darnold at home against Texans.
It's not Fields because, low ceiling and also bad matchup. I might go Minshew just because he gets the Panthers. Darnold is fine too. It's kind of a toss-up between those two. All right, and we got Pedro with another one. This is non-PPR. He says, Richardson, B-Rob, Achane, Jefferson, St. Brown, Kincaid, Moss. Bench is Walker, Najee, Flowers, likely London, start or sit. Flowers on the bench. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. It's non-PPR, but even in non-PPR, you're starting Zach Moss over like Flowers in London. I don't think I would.
No, not over Flowers. B-Rob, Achane, Jefferson, St. Brown. Yeah, I'm still putting Flowers in over Moss. Look, he scored last week and he should have scored in week 1. So give me Flowers.
Yeah. I know generally we prefer a running back, but it's got to be a good running back. Moss is not done enough. Dennis Kelly needs 2 receivers in a flex. Evans, Hill, Olave, and DK Metcalf. Who sits?
Man.
I know. I mean, Hill is pretty much still you have to start him.
Yeah, I'm not benching Hill just because it's Skylar Thompson. I can't
Go
bench
Olave.
Evans.
I think Olave is probably the guy we feel best about this week.
I know, but man, how do you bench DK? I guess bench DK. I mean, I guess bench DK. How do you have this problem? And then, and then you have to decide between Carson Steele or Austin Eckler. Maybe you should trade one of those wide receivers for a running back, so you don't have to. All your problems are gone. Mm-hmm. You know exactly what 3 wide receivers you're starting, exactly which running back you're starting.
Exactly.
I'm going Steele over Eckler. Eckler's fine for a flag or for like a floor, but give me Steele. So I guess DK sits. I can't. I have a hard time telling you to sit DK, but I mean, yeah.
Can't sit Evans. The only thing I could think Evans, they get Broncos, Surtain maybe, but I thought that last week. So it's like,
I know it's not that. Yeah, like
DK.
Exactly. Yeah,
Evans or DK would be the one to sit. I guess sit DK, and then go Steele. Yeah, definitely Steele. The struggle is real.
It's a good struggle.
Jay, different kind of struggle here. Are you going to go Gesicki over Dalton Kincaid?
No, especially now. I mean, I still think Gesicki's fine, but obviously with T. Higgins coming back, that takes a little wind out of his sails. But even if T. Higgins was out, I'm still not starting him over Kincaid. No.
Keeping the faith in Kincaid. Gesicki's good if you're hurting at tight ends, streaming tight ends. Got somebody who's banged up, Evan Ingram, Njoku, maybe Kittle, but still going to start Kincaid. Alex Snodgrass, Real Estate, is back. What's up, Alex? Starting Evans, White, Brian Robinson, also worried about Pat Surtain. I get that, but we got to start Evans.
Yeah, especially in PPR. I mean, Rashad White, Brian Robinson, fine. Good, I like him, but you got to still start Evans.
Gonna agree. Got to still start him. It's full PPR. He'll do something. Marvolo the Wise.
All right.
Welcome. All right. Flowers, Henry, and Kyron for JT and Wilson.
Honestly, I want the Flowers, Henry, Kyron side. I don't feel like there's a big gap between JT and Kyron. And Flowers and Henry, I think, is more than enough for Wilson. So I want the Flowers, Henry, Kyron side.
Yeah, I mean, I prefer JT to Kyron. I mean, I would have thought I would definitely prefer Garrett Wilson over Flowers, but it's looking closer now that we're a couple games in. You're getting Henry as a throw-in. I mean, it's like
right.
I'll take the 2 stud running backs for the 1, and then the receivers are pretty close. Who knows? Maybe Zay Flowers is just as good or better than Garrett Wilson. So I think you got to take the first side. I'm not sure which side you got, but I prefer the first side. All right, then we have JMW 85 flex in full. More Higgins, JSN Waddle, Zamir, just 1.
Let's do it. T. Higgins is back. He gets the Commanders. I mean, maybe. I mean, I hesitate to say JSN is safer. It's just maybe he's safer though.
Well, look, if T. Higgins is 10,000% healthy and going to play the entire game, just go with Higgins because the Commanders.
It is the Commanders.
If not, go Jason.
Yeah.
All right, we got Robert Mitchell. Hey, how are we doing today? All right, so he's got Hunter Henry and Juwan Jennings, who you're rolling with. Of course, we don't know the Kittle update yet.
I'm going Juwan Jennings. I'm always going to take the wide receiver over the tight end. I know Hunter Henry was great last week, but let's not forget week 1, this guy had like 2 catches for 15 yards or something. I don't know. Like he did nothing in week 1. He's still a tight end. He's still a tight end. I'm taking Jennings, especially now that it sounds like Kittle might not play.
Right, exactly. I think I would have gone Jennings as well anyways. So go Jennings. And then he's saying, have Steele. Would you drop Steele to get Jennings?
No.
Have Jalen Hurts, Purdy in the flex, like the super flex. Okay, well, yeah, if you super flex, you want a quarterback, 2 quarterback league. Should I drop Seal to get Jennings? Well, if you're not, look, if Hunter Henry is a flex, like he's not your
Yeah,
tight end, then drop Hunter Henry, right?
exactly. And you don't have to worry about somebody picking him up because he plays tonight. So drop Hunter Henry to pick up Jennings.
Yeah, if he's a flex and not your actual tight end, and you're not going to start him, then drop Hunter Henry. It's okay. Better to have a running back than a tight end. Always. Always, always. Joe Castles. What's up, Joe? All right. Higgins, Deontay, Brian Thomas. Welcome.
I'm going to go Higgins and Deontay, assuming Higgins plays, of course. If Higgins is out, then obviously you have your decisions. Your decision is made for you.
If Higgins plays, play Higgins. And then Deontay. There you go. All right. Abamanu, PPR, top 2 of Jerome Ford, Akers, Bucky, if Mixon, White out. Well, Mixon sounds like he's going to be out. So
yeah, Mixon almost certainly out. Pierce still hasn't practiced. White has been limited. I think he's going to play. So I'm going to go Ford and Akers.
This is interesting, though, because, like, okay, Mixon is almost surely out. So you plug in Akers. If Rashad White doesn't play, then does that make Bucky basically an automatic replacement for him because he's getting all the touches, right? I mean, I think it's got to be. Okay.
Yes, but Rashad's been limited both days, which makes me think he's probably playing. But yeah, if White is ruled out, then I would put Bucky maybe number 1 out of these guys.
Yeah.
With probably Ford number 2. Sorry, Cam.
Yeah. Oh, come on. All right. We'll see. Yeedy TV going for 3-0. Let's get it. That's right. We're going to do what it takes. Let's do a defense question because we haven't had one yet. Bo Murphy, Packers. Now, when you say New York's defense, I'm going to hope you're talking about the Jets or the Raiders defense. Not starting the Giants defense, even against the Browns.
I don't know. I don't feel like the Jets defense has a huge ceiling tonight. Like the Patriots don't throw it a lot. There's not a lot of chances for turnovers and sacks. Like, yeah, they probably have a very safe floor because how many points are the Patriots really going to score? But I don't feel like they have a huge ceiling. I mean, again, Andy Dalton might chuck it, but he also might chuck it to the other team, and he'll take some sacks. And the Raiders, that pass rush has been good. I'll just go Raiders.
Agree, because like you said, they're so run heavy, less chance for a big game by the defense. Big fantasy game, right? So, yeah, just go Raiders. 95. Having a great week. Absolutely. 12 team, full PPR, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, a flex. Got Hall, Mason, Achane, Zabir White, Ford, Williams, Wilson, Rice, London, Thomas Jr. Don't get too sad about Kittle. We don't know yet. It's not an injury. It's just tightness. All right, 2 running backs.
2 running backs, Hall and man, I think I gotta go Achane over Mason. Jeez, Hall and Achane.
And then 2 receivers, Wilson, Rice, London.
Yeah, Wilson, Rice. But I'm still flexing Mason, even over London. Still flexing Mason. Yeah.
Yeah. So those first 3 running backs, I mean, think about Achane, the way he's going to be used basically like a receiver anyways. So Wilson, Rice, Hall, Mason, Achane. There you go. All right. What about Levi Cash? Oh, we got to start Evans, don't we? JMO or Evans?
Yeah, I still got to go Evans. This is Yeah. I can't just be so scared of Patrick Surtain that I'm benching Evans.
Yeah. Got to stick with Evans. Lex Dad, not sure how much longer can tolerate Kincaid in a money league. These are the choices. I mean, the only one that you might consider is Gesicki, but
no, not consider. Like, here's the thing: you can be as frustrated about Kincaid for sure, but it's not like the grass is greener. Like I said in the beginning, I mean, let's look at the tight ends right now through 2 weeks. Isaiah Likely is still the tight end 1 in fantasy football just because of what he did in week 1. Brock Bowers, the tight end 2. George Kittle, the tight end 3. Okay, I forgot Brock. Okay, there's 3 tight ends you can trust. Trey McBride is the tight end 4. Hunter Henry is the tight end 5. Mike Gesicki is the tight end 6. That's only because of what they did. Like, nobody has been good. Kyle Pitts averaging 8 points per game right now. Mark Andrews 6 points per game. Sam Laporta 5 points per game. Kincaid 4.5 points per game. I mean, who are you like? I'm gonna go get instead. Like, there's nobody. The tight ends just suck. Just deal with it. Your tight end probably sucks, but so does everybody else's. So it's okay.
Exactly. It's not like you're losing your competitive advantage of that position because your opponent's tight end probably suck too. So
exactly. I forgot about Bowers. So there's three good tight ends right now. Bowers, Kittle, if he's healthy, and McBride. That's it. Everybody else's tight end sucks.
Thing is, yes, Gesicki gets the Commanders this week, so there's great upside this week. If he does it again, okay, fine. But I'm still rolling with Kincaid, Laporta, those guys if I got them. And just be prepared because I think we're going to have a lot of tight end talk this whole season. So just be ready. Yeah. So here's another one. Andrew Gill wants to know, is Brenton Strange worth stashing? Well, I'd say so.
Yeah, we don't know how long Ingram's going to be out. I mean, I don't know if I'm stashing Brenton Strange, but I think he's definitely worth streaming this week. I mean, if you're like terrible at tight end, like if you lost Njoku or something, maybe. Or if you have Ingram, certainly worth stashing. But I don't know how long Ingram's going to be out for. So, but yeah, if you need, like, I definitely think Strange is one of the better options this week.
I do. Well, speaking of stashing, so that one comes out tomorrow, right?
Yes, tomorrow.
Okay. So sneak preview. Look at tomorrow's video. I talk for a couple minutes straight about Brenton Strange. I'll give you some background, my thoughts on that. So worth stashing in the right situation, right? I mean, it doesn't sound like Ingram's going this week. And again, the one of the points I brought up was that Doug Peterson continues to have this odd fascination with tight ends and throwing to tight ends a lot. So yes, I'd say generally worth stashing if you need them. T-Money. Okay, I have to digest this. The Burrow Chase stack for Mahomes, Ridley, London. It's a 10-man league. So it would be going from Mahomes to Burrow, would be going from London and Ridley to Chase. So we'd have CD and Chase and DK.
Yeah, I think I take the Burrow and Chase side here.
I think so.
I'm not feeling good about my prediction of Patrick Mahomes 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns. Of course, I made that prediction thinking he would have Hollywood all year. And I think we're seeing the loss of Hollywood because his offense has just turned into, I mean, apart from that one long touchdown to Rashee Rice, this offense has just turned into quick, short passes to Rashee Rice and the occasional, Hail Mary shot to Xavier Worthy. It's basically the same offense as last year now, except Xavier Worthy is MVS. That's it. Like, Hollywood was going to bring that dimension that they did not have.
Right.
But they don't have it this year. So it just looks like the same offense. Looks like the same offense. So I don't know if Mahomes is going to necessarily be significantly better than Burrow, honestly. So in a 10-man, give me Burrow and Chase.
I think so. I think take Burrow and Chase. And again, it's a shallower league, and so depth isn't as important. Man, you can have CeeDee Lamb, Jamar Chase, DK Metcalf as your third receiver, and then JMO as your fourth. You're stacked at receiver. You're good. And you got Worthy. Worthy's just kind of there. So Anthony is now in the chat. Not going to wish us good luck because he's playing us in this week's league. But good luck anyways.
Yeah, good luck, Anthony.
All right. Next one, by the way, we're going to keep rolling right now as much as possible with the super chats just to make sure we get to all of them before kickoff of tonight's game, because we do have it's about an hour to go. But quick reminder, those who were not here at the start of the show, or maybe just don't know, haven't heard, or you're not sure whether you should sign up and try Underdog because it is the best site out there you can get right now if you try Underdog, or if you already have it and you just haven't put your picks for this week. It's Thursday. You know what that means, 30% Thursday. Profit boost token. So whatever picks you do, you get that 30% boost. And so you can get a little bump to your picks if you do like 2 or 3, or you can go for the gold. Put like 7 or 8 all in a row. See how you do. Get that 30% profit boost. They still offer those insurances though as well. I mean, there's so many different things you can do. So check it out. And if you haven't tried Underdog, you don't have an account just yet, this is right now a really good time to do it, because you get this free pick for tonight. Aaron Rodgers getting 1 yard. So higher on the 0.5 total yards. That's a free pick for you. So check out Underdog. Go ahead and download that app or go to underdogfantasy.com. And then when you sign in for the first time, use promo code ENDGAME, because that gets you those free picks and the profit boost token and the deposit match up to $1,000 worth of bonus cash when you first make your initial deposit as a new customer. You also get, if you try Draft Lane, our app, you get a little credit too. So anybody who right now signs in Draft Lane as a new customer, get $10 credit to use towards any of the questions that we will answer for you, like start, sit, waiver wire, trade, all the stuff we're doing here. It's just in-app version. So check it out on the App Store or the Play Store. It is completely free to download, play around with it and see. You can sync your Yahoo and Sleeper leagues with it. And again, it's a way to get in contact with us any time of the day. Just download the app. It's called Draft Lane in your App Store. All right, let's keep moving to Brandon Sky. Am I cooked? I love those questions. Evans for Pickens and BTJ. Would you rather have Evans?
I mean, yeah, I'd rather have Evans, but I don't think you're cooked. I think Pickens will be okay, but yeah, I'd rather have Evans.
I mean, I like Pickens. I would rather have Evans too. I mean, the question is, are you starting BTJ now? Is he like your number 3 receiver or your flex? Maybe you're really decimated by wide receiver injuries. If so, this might be good for you, but it's not terrible. I might prefer Evans though. Sir Boomer, what is up? He is 2-0, not a humble brag. 1-2-2-1. Okay, got JD, got HN, Monty, Pacheco, Bucky, Chase, Nico, Cooper, Deontay, Lockett, Goddard. Ingram's on IR, Brooks. Okay. How are we looking?
I mean, running backs are still okay. I mean, obviously with Pacheco, it would be much nicer, but you got HN and Monty, so you're okay there. Chase, Nico is great. I mean, hopefully Cooper and Deontay come around. If so, your wide receivers will be phenomenal. Tight end should be good when Ingram comes back. QB should be good when Love comes back. And I think JD is fine. So I'll say 8.5 here.
Yeah, I mean, your lineup is really good. The bench is a little bit more hopeful than anything, but you know, Ingram, when he plays, you got a really good tight end. Brooks could be a big boost. So I think you have some smart pickups that you've made, of course. So you're good. Alexander Courtney. Ford, Andrews, Henry, Zeke. Start one.
I cannot start a tight end over a running back like Zeke. No, I'm just kidding. I can't start a tight end over a running back like Ford. I mean, unless you really think Deontay Foreman is the guy, I don't. I feel like we saw this last year at times where there were just random games where Ford didn't touch the ball a lot, and then the next game he went back to being the guy. He gets the Giants this week. He catches passes. I'm going Ford over these guys.
Yeah, it would either be Ford or Andrews. I'll just roll with Ford. It's not like Andrews has been lighting it up either, so Ford is fine. How about this? Could you start Hunter Henry over Roma Dunze? Anthony Escudero wants to know.
Yeah, what has Romo Dunze done, and why do we think there's hope for him this week? Like, oh, this is the week. Like, it's not like we're seeing signs here for Romo Dunze and the Bears offense. I probably just go with Hunter Henry tonight. Hope for the best.
Exactly. And Mr. Rivers talking about Higgins. So we've talked a little bit here and there. Would you wait before putting him in your lineup, or just assume the best?
I mean, it depends who you have, of course, but I think in most cases I just am putting Higgins in my lineup.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. It depends who else you got. I personally will wait at least another day of practice to see if he's good to go. I won't put him in my lineup yet until I hear for sure. And then if he's good to go, I'll put him in. All right, Anthony Pastor is in a 10-team league. 1 quarterback, 2 running back, 2 receivers, a flex. Kicker defense have Daniels, Brees, Achane, Smith, Waddle, Mason, Judy McLaurin, Cup, Braylon Allen, Geno Smith, and Brooks are on the bench. Don't think there's a lot you can do here.
Brees, Achane, Smith, Waddle. Yeah, I'm not starting Terry over Waddle. They're both risky, but give me Waddle. Mason at the flex for sure. Yeah, you're good. And I'm not starting Geno over Daniels.
No, I like Geno as a streamer this week, but I'd still go Jaden Daniels. Overall, this is a 10-team league. I mean, you're good. Obviously, when Tua comes back, that helps Waddle. Yeah, Cup. I mean, you're hoping for that too. So pretty good. It's a solid, like an 8.25, I'd say. Bang and Brass. Waddle or JSN. And doesn't matter, he has DK.
Yeah, I'm going JSN here. Look, maybe last week was an outlier for him, but I'm not feeling great about Waddle this week with Skylar Thompson. So just roll. I'm just going to roll with JSN.
Why not? At least you get something. Definitely feel better about the Seahawks than the Dolphins. That's just me. Luis Salamanca. Would you go Derek Carr over CJ Stroud?
No. I know he's an MVP, but still, I gotta go. I gotta go Stroud.
Yeah, there's no reason to sit Stroud, and we don't want to go too far with the Derek Carr love. Just keep Stroud in there. It's not a bad matchup for Stroud either. It's not great, but it's definitely not bad. Not going to scare me off of him. Mr. Harambe, Raiders or Ravens? Ravens get the Cowboys on the road, don't they?
Yeah. Let's just go Raiders against Andy Dalton.
Yeah, go for the matchup here. Ravens, it's not like their defenses look great anyways. They somehow allowed Gardner Minshew to beat them in the second half. So go Raiders. Prime time. Grade this team. Richardson, Achane, Connor, Wilson, Hill, Bowers, Godwin. It's a 10-team PPR.
All right, so I assume it's just a starting lineup, but I mean, Achane, Connors is good. Garrett Wilson, Tyreek Hill, Godwin is very good. Bowers, Anthony Richardson. I mean, it's always hard to say with these 10-teamers because, yeah, it's very good. I'll say 8.75.
I mean, it looks really good so far. Your team has been pretty much lighting it up. It's really good. I think this is one of those teams that I don't like quite as much as I did 2 weeks ago because Richardson has been a little uneven. And I know he's going to be. Obviously, Tyreek Hill might not have as good of games. Garrett Wilson hasn't really come on yet. So, like before the season, I would have said there's like an 8.75. Right now, I put it more like an 8.25 with room to grow. I'm on you. Would you give Henry for Jameson Williams and Xavier Worthy?
Yeah, if you're good at running back, sure. I feel like Worthy. Like we got a little too excited for Worthy in week 1, but there's still potential for him long term. But Jameson looks great, so yeah. If you're good at running back and you don't need Henry and you need help at wide receiver, I think this is fine.
Right. This is really about need. If you can start those receivers, especially Jameson is like every week starter for you, I think that's fine. I feel like it's enough. It's enough,
right?
Barely, but it's enough. All right, then we have a tough one. Gob-MX. Garrett Wilson, Nico Collins, Marvin Harrison Jr. Only two. One must
Well,
sit.
I don't think you can sit Nico Collins. I just don't think you can sit Nico Collins right now.
No.
And I don't think after last week and what we've seen the first 2 weeks, I can't in good conscience tell you to sit Marvin Harrison Jr. Maybe tonight's the night. Maybe tonight is Garrett Wilson's night to finally have a big game. But I don't think can you really sit Harrison Jr. after last week? I got to go Nico and Harrison here.
Yeah, not just after last week. Harrison gets the Lions. That's a great defense. And sarcastic. Yeah, Harrison's got a great matchup. Garrett Wilson might have a tough assignment with Gonzalez in that defense. So this gives me enough reason to say I'll say Garrett Wilson. Sugar Nips. Josh Jacobs or Ramondre.
I think you still got to go Jacobs. I mean, especially even if Jordan Love plays, which I really doubt, he's not going to be 100%. It's probably going to be another week of Malik Willis and another week of them just giving Jacobs the ball 25 to 30 times. So I think you got to go Jacobs here.
Yeah, I got to stick with Jacobs. And Ramondre's a bell cow too, but yeah, after last week, he's going to get the ball a ton. Not a scary matchup. Go Jacobs. It is close, though. I agree. John needs to pick two to start over AJB, who's hurt, and Kirk, who is worthless right now. Lockett, Shakir, Romo Dunze, Brian Robinson.
Well, Brian Robinson's an easy one for me. Put him in. And then I'd probably just go Shakir. Again, he's looks like the top target in that offense. Lockett is just it doesn't do it for me. Give me Shakir.
And I could be wrong. And I know it's not Friday yet or anything. I swear I saw Lockett with something on the injury report. Probably nothing big, but that's enough. Just go Shakir. Definitely Brian Robinson. Skyward, Ivy. 12-man flex, half PPR, Allen, KW, Kyron, Higgins, Worthy, Bowers, likely on the bench is Sharps, AGP, and CMAC. Okay, so he says he sold Dell, Swift, Reed, and Bucky for Higgins and CMAC. Give me all the injured players.
Well, at least one's coming back. Yeah, I think it's worth the risk because, okay, I do like Dell and Reed, but Bucky just a handcuff basically. Swift, what is I don't even know what to make of Swift. 18 carries and gets you like 2 fantasy points. So yeah, obviously it's risky because we don't know about McCaffrey, but if McCaffrey comes back 100%, this is going to be a win for you for sure.
Yeah, I think it's worth it because Higgins, if he actually plays, could be equivalent to Dell, maybe better. And so you're basically trading Jaden Reed and Swift, whatever that's worth, for Christian McCaffrey. I think for your team, it's fine. It's worth it. Worth a gamble. We'll see if it pays off. Glenn White, if Kittle is out, does Jennings start over Neighbors?
I don't think I can do that. It's not like Jennings is a lock here. At least Neighbors I know will get the targets, even if I don't feel like it's a big Neighbors week. I still got to go Neighbors over Jennings.
Yeah, I think it puts Jennings in a strong flex consideration. Yeah, even I wouldn't start him over Neighbors. All right, Alex Snodgrass again. Hunter Henry or Pitts in standard?
I'm still going Pitts. Give me one more week with Pitts. Again, Hunter Henry, far from a sure thing. We've seen this before from Hunter Henry, where it's like, oh, big game or 2 touchdowns last week. Throw him out there, he could score, and then he gets no catches. So I'm still going Pitts.
Both Henry and Gesicki could be traps, that's for sure.
Yep.
With Pitts, I'm okay if you start Henry over Pitts if you don't want to risk nothing. I personally always, usually shoot for upside, which is more Pitts. I'm okay if you start Henry here. This one's closer. Dylan, Hunley, are Najee, Singletary, Pacheco good stashes?
I mean, I don't really consider Najee or Singletary stashes. Like, I feel like those are guys. No, they don't have tremendous upside, but like if you need them, you can start them. And yeah, you should definitely be stashing Pacheco. So yes.
Right. Yes, good stashes, especially if you do hopefully have an IR spot. You can stash Pacheco without any penalty. So sure. Darren Cheese. Ferguson or Henry. Just roll with Henry here, not worry about Ferguson playing.
Yeah, I think I just roll with Henry tonight. It's not like Ferguson is a sure thing either, and not even a sure thing to play. So just give me Henry tonight.
Yeah, in this case, go Henry. Jennings or Javonte?
Go Jennings. Go Jennings. I'd rather gamble on the guy in the 49ers offense than the guy in the Broncos offense.
Yeah, definitely agree there. Abamanu again. Stroud or Flowers? He's wondering if he should trade Stroud and then roll with, I guess, Darnold off waivers.
It's fine. Look, I'm sure Stroud will get better, but this is the thing with like a guy like Stroud, and this is why I said I didn't say Stroud would be a bust, but I said you're probably going to regret drafting CJ Stroud in like round 5 of your fantasy leagues because I don't think Stroud has any more upside than guys like Burrow or Dak, even though Dak's been bad. You know, other kind of, or Jordan Love, other kind of pocket passers who don't run a lot. Now, he'll be better than Darnold and Herbert for sure. But if I can get a wide receiver like Flowers, I'll just stream QB. It's fine. Like, I don't think Stroud is going to be the QB you're going to look back on at the end of the season and be like, oh, man, good thing I had Stroud. So, yeah, give me Flowers.
Yeah, I think it's fine. Again, this helps your receiving core if you're down. And yeah, sure. Drew Unlimited. Okay. You're trading Cup for Derrick Henry and Khalil Shakir 0-2. Etienne Dowdle, Kenneth Walker, St. Brown, Olave.
I need more than Shakir, I think. It's 0-2 is not time to be like, oh my gosh, I have to do something ASAP. You still got Etienne. I mean, you do need another running back because Kenneth Walker probably not playing again. I mean, could you do instead of? I mean, I don't know who your opponent has, but instead of Henry and Shakir, could you maybe do? I don't know, like. I mean, does he have Cooper?
Yeah, try to buy low and somebody with more upside.
Yeah, because I mean, Shakir is fine, but I guess somebody with more upside. Like, does he have Cooper? Maybe even Terry McLaurin. Maybe even Tank Dell. Maybe Pickens. Like guys who haven't, you know, people are like, oh, I don't know about these guys, but they have upside.
Deontay Johnson. Now that he's got the rifle.
Yeah, maybe Deontay Johnson.
Yeah, try to get a better receiver. I mean, you do need receiver help too because you got St. Brown and Olave and then guys you don't want to start. So get a better receiver. Leo Hilo got the membership. Thank you, Leo.
Thank you.
And has a question. Are you trading either Ridley or Waddle for Shaheed?
No, I don't think so. Again, Shaheed. Shaheed is just screaming, and I liked Shaheed. I talked Shaheed up all off season, but Shaheed is just screaming like he's almost doubling his expected fantasy points right now. I mean, he's just screaming regression.
Yeah, I'm not doing this. No, not doing it. Maggie, Laporta, or Hunter Henry?
No, again, I cannot bench Laporta already for Hunter Henry. No way.
Reassurances are going to show you Laporta will have a good game at some point, maybe even this week. It's possible.
Right.
I can't 100% assure you he'll be better than Hunter Henry this week. It's possible Henry is, but I would definitely start Laporta still, and of course you would too. So let's go to Brooklyn Mills. Here's a question here. Baker Love, Kyron Rashad, Dowdle, Amon-Ra, Neighbors, London Rice, Watson, Mooney, Higgins, Kincaid got offered. Chase and Swift or CMC and Achan for Neighbors and Kyron. Okay, wait. So it's Chase.
So I think either Chase and Swift or CMC and Achan for Neighbors and Kyron. So it's two
Chase
separate
and
offers.
Swift or CMC and Achan for Neighbors and Kyron.
I'd probably take CMC and Achan for Neighbors and Kyron because Achan will probably be better than Kyron, assuming he doesn't get hurt. Although there's a chance Kyron gets hurt too. And if CMC comes back healthy, I mean, this could be the trade that wins you your league. I'll take the CMC Achan deal.
Yeah, the Chase and Swift right now. Swift really doesn't have much value, so I think it would be to take a chance on the CMC side. Yeah, I think I would do it too. I think this is fine. I mean, look, if CMC comes back 100% or whatever, close to it, mid-season, you got CMC and Achan in that backfield. That's pretty dominant. All right, and then let's go to the Amazing World PC. JSN, Tank, or G-Dub?
I'm not ready to put Garrett Wilson behind these guys yet. I'm still starting Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, Tank was a bit of a disappointment last year, huh? Last week, I mean.
Yes. Look, Tank is another guy that is screaming a big game is coming at some point. And maybe it'll be this week. But I can't. I'm not ready to bench Garrett Wilson yet.
Yeah. I think in this situation, Jason could have another good week. I'm not saying he's going to go off. JSN is consideration, but agree. I don't think I'm going to put him over Garrett Wilson yet. So, Bihan 18 trade Jefferson, Debo, Dobbins, or Cook, Rice, Godwin.
And we get some big trades. Like you guys are just like, I hate my team. I hate my team. Okay, let's trade each other's teams.
Like nothing but blockbusters. What happened to 1 for 1?
That's come on. It's old school. Nobody does that anymore. We trade teams here. We trade entire teams these days.
Roster swap.
Man, this is like 3 really good players for an absolute stud, a very good player, and a complete wild card.
I mean, I feel like the first side has more fantasy potential and upside overall, but the other side is a lot safer.
Yep, for sure. So it comes down to what you want.
But if this is James Cook, I still got to take James Cook over Dobbins. I mean,
yeah, I'm still taking Cook over Dobbins.
Rice, Debo. I mean, Debo obviously going to miss a couple games, so maybe it's kind of even in that case. Godwin, Jefferson, of course, you'd prefer Jefferson, but
the thing is here, if Dobbins crashes back down to earth, then the Jefferson Debo side probably loses pretty badly.
Right.
So I think I just take the Cook, Rice, Godwin side.
Yeah, I think I would too. All right, let's go with Vlad Mirusli. Start Lamar or Kyler?
I still think you got to go Lamar. I can't. Lamar, I mean, I don't really want to bench Kyler. And if I have both these people, I'm like, anybody need a quarterback? Because I got a guy I'm willing to trade over here. But I still got to go Lamar over Kyler.
You know what? This week I'm gonna go Kyler. Not just because he's been so good the last 2 weeks. I like the matchup much better at home, better defensive matchup. Yeah, and I'm gonna try to trade Lamar. That's what I'm doing right now. I mean, you don't need this choice. You don't need to decide between these guys. You don't need them both. So try to trade, or at least trade one of them. You could trade Murray too. Depends who you get more for. Jason Sinsheimer, Mooney, Whittington, or Dowd.
Just give me Mooney. You can't start Dowdle. Unfortunately. Just give me Mooney. At least I know he's the number. Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe Ray McLeod is the number 2, but Mooney's got more upside than Ray McLeod. So just give me Mooney.
Yeah, go Mooney here. Let's see with Whittington first. Let's see it first. Not a sure thing here, that's for sure. Stephen Cotto starts it, drop pickup in a 10-man, got AR 15. D Smith, Z Flowers, HN, Mason Kincaid, DJ Moo, Watson, BTJ, Downs, Judy, Sharp, Jerome, CMC. Those are some free agents. Okay, any of those free agents worth getting? Let's see, your tight ends, Kincaid.
Yeah, I'm not picking up Ertz or Gesicki over Kincaid, that's for sure. I mean, maybe you could drop Judy for QJ or Shakir, but I don't feel like you have to. It's really the only thing I see because, I mean, Charbonnet probably going to start again this week. So you don't want to drop him. So, I mean, maybe you could drop Judy or Downs for those guys like Johnston or Shakir, but I don't think you have to drop Judy or Downs for those guys.
Right. It's a 10-man league. Yeah, I mean, you're pretty good. I don't think you have to. I don't think you really need to go after any of those guys, to be honest. On the waiver wire, Mostert has some upside. That's about it. Start sit. It's fine. I think it's fine as is.
Yeah, I'm not starting anybody on your bench.
All right. Alejandro.
Although actually, if you go back, I'd probably start Charbonnet over DJ Moore with Kenneth Walker out.
Oh, yeah, good point. Yeah. All right. There you go. You can start Sharps. Alejandro Quintela gave Dobbins for Evans.
That's a win. That's a win. Unless Dobbins is the RB1 this year or something, that's a win.
Which, like, at this point, we can't even rule out. But yeah, I like that too. Have Baker gave Ford, Cooper, Jennings for McLaurin, Hubbard, Dell.
This one feels incomplete. I could see this going either way, right? If Ford is the guy in Cleveland and Cooper bounces back and McLaurin never gets good and Dell keeps underachieving, then maybe this is an L, but it could go the other way too. So this one I think is an incomplete, but that first one's a big win.
Right. Win, and the other ones is fine. I think it's fine. We got the Iceman, Mark Bone. Would you go Neighbors over Garrett Wilson?
No, again, I'm not ready to bench Garrett Wilson yet. No.
Yeah, and again, not feeling good about Neighbors' matchup this week. It's the Browns. Be very different from last week. Instead of toasting the Commanders, he's going to get a lot of Denzel Ward. Yeah. No. OG, too much. 78. 14-man half PPR was offered. What? Was offered Jahmyr Gibbs for Singletary and Zach Moss.
Like somebody's like, here's Jahmyr Gibbs and I'll take Singletary and Moss. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you're saying, because you say you only have Chubb and Brooks as your backup running backs on IR. So maybe you're saying you're getting Singletary and Moss because now you'll have actual backup running backs. But no, this is a huge lopsided deal for whoever is getting Gibbs.
I mean, you're saying was offered Gibbs. I'm assuming that means you're getting Gibbs here in this one, OG. And I think the concern is he's like, well, I'm trading 2 starting running backs. I don't have anybody much. It doesn't matter. Like, pick up Deontay Foreman. Okay, Deontay Foreman's taken. Pick up Antonio Gibson. Pick up whoever. Take Gibbs. Definitely take the Gibbs side. You got to do this, right?
Yes, you have to do this. Have to.
Got to do it. All right. Seamus Honeywell. Welcome. Mayfield, Wilson, Waddle, Gibbs, Moss / Swift, Pitts, Pickens, Moore, Shaheed. 0-2. Where do you go from here?
I mean, you still have a good roster. You just, Wilson's been underperforming. Obviously, Waddle. I'm guessing you've been starting Swift And then I'm guessing Shaheed has probably been on your bench these past couple weeks. Obviously, more underachieving. I mean, what can you really do here? Like, your only real potential sell high candidate is Gibbs, but you don't want to sell high on Gibbs.
Yeah. Shaheed is the
I mean,
only sell candidate, right?
Yeah, I always feel bad telling people, like, don't panic, stay the course. But sometimes that really is the best course of action. Like, sometimes the best moves I've ever made are the moves I didn't make. Like, you start 0-2 and you feel like, oh man, I got to do something, and you send out a trade offer like, okay, let's trade like Pickens and Waddle and see if we can get like a stud running back. And then like the person doesn't accept, and you're like, darn it. And then the stud running back gets hurt, and Pickens and Waddle end up being great. And you're like, thank goodness that trade did not go through. Like, I don't know how many times that has happened to me. It's not like your team is terrible. Like, I look at your team like, oh yeah, this team's terrible. It's like you just had some guys that haven't performed yet. So I know it's not fun being 0-2, but it's still a long way to go. Still a long way to go.
Exactly. Just hang tight for now and see what happens. You don't have to make a move necessarily. It is still early. It really is. So sometimes stillness is the key. Jeff did his first underdog bet. Very nice. You're gonna like
Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
The Amazing World PC. Got another one. Tank Dell, Monty, Dobbins, Shaheed, pick 2. I think we did this. The same one, right?
Yeah, Dobbins and Monty. Is that what we said? No, I don't think so.
Is it?
But I think you got to go Dobbins and Monty.
Maybe this is slightly different. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. Okay. Got to start Dobbins. You don't have to start Shaheed. Dobbins and Monty. We don't know if this one's PPR or not either. You can go those two. All right. Jason is here. Jason Quinones. League 1 PPR, DK or Cooper?
I mean, gotta play DK. I can't tell you in good conscience to bench DK. You gotta play DK.
Right. And watch it go the other way. League 2, flex, big 1, Connor, Ford, Stevenson, Moss.
See, last week we said Cooper over DK, and look what happened. Now this week, Cooper will probably smash DK. Watch. Connor. You can only flex one of these guys? Oh, man. I know it's hard to bench Connor right now, but it's hard to bench Stevenson right now. And I feel like Stevenson is a slightly better matchup. The Jets defense hasn't really been great. That run defense hasn't been great either. I'm going Stevenson barely over Connor. Connor has a tough matchup against the Lions this week.
Agree. Loved Connor last week. Don't love him this week. It's got to be Connor or Stevenson. I'm okay with Stevenson here. It can't be Moss. All right. Good luck. Paul Lamana, 12-team PPR. Starters are Daniels, Harrison, Malik, Bijan, Achan, Kincaid, and Higgins. Would you trade Achan and Malik Neighbors for Chase, Cook, Hunter Henry?
Yeah, I would do this. I mean, I prefer Achan to Cook, but I greatly prefer Chase to Malik Neighbors. I mean, you don't need Hunter Henry, but whatever. But I think, I think the upgrade at wide receiver is going to be significant enough. Yeah, I'm taking the Chase, Cook, Henry side.
I agree. I would take that trade. And then let's see, flex Higgins, Robinson, or Thielen.
I'm going Higgins. We're back, baby. Getting sucked back in. Let's go.
Not yet. Yet to see him actually play a snap on the field. So we'll see. All right. Yeah, if Higgins plays, you got to play Higgins. Paul P. Also a 12-teamer. 2 flex. Got Sharps in 1. Do you go Mostert, P. Ryan, Dowdle, or Mooney?
It's full PPR. I might just go Mooney.
Yeah, P. Ryan's not going to be startable. I mean, he'll catch a few passes, whatever. Dowdle, not even rosterable, I don't think. Mostert, I'd like to say has upside, but let's see if he's even healthy. And if he is, I mean, again, this is a Dolphins offense with a backup quarterback. It's not the same Dolphins offense, so got to just go Mooney here. CB420, Brown, what is up? Gave up Adams in a trade for McCaffrey. Yeah, I remember we were talking about this yesterday. So got Lazard, Pittman, Cooper, QJ, and JSN. I guess, who are we starting?
Cooper. I mean, I don't know how many you need. I'll just rank them: Cooper, JSN, Pittman, QJ, Lazard.
Yeah, I think I got the same order. Lazard is last. QJ, pick him up. Fine to have him. I'm not starting him over those guys. I don't know. I think it might feel. I don't think it matters, but I might go JSN 1, Cooper 2, but whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there you go. Pittman, we'll see. Cornelius Terry, 3 leagues. Which QB? What?
You have 4 QBs. You have 4 QBs on your roster.
Okay. Richardson, Mahomes, Carr, Mayfield. I guess rank them. I don't know.
I think I still got to go Mahomes over Richardson. I think. Then Carr, then Mayfield. It's between Mahomes and Richardson. I think I go Mahomes over Richardson barely.
So you're not going to go the current MVP over the former MVP?
No, not doing that. Not doing that.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll outscore all of them again. Who knows?
I might be tempted to say Richardson, but don't love this week's matchup. Bears are a pretty tough defense. So I guess, yeah, still go Mahomes, Richardson. Mahomes over Richardson. Carr would be the third choice. Considering dropping, is that Derrick Henry? Don't do that.
Why don't you drop one of your 4 quarterbacks?
Right.
Like if you're going to drive, you need space. How about drop one of your 4 quarterbacks? Unless this is the 2 QB league, then don't take my advice. Don't drop any quarterbacks.
Don't drop Derrick Henry.
And if this is a 1 QB league and Jameson Williams and Amari Cooper are on the bench, are on the waivers, you need to drop Derek Carr and Baker Mayfield and pick up Jameson Williams and Amari Cooper. I don't care if you give somebody else Derek Carr or Baker Mayfield. It's fine. You need to get Jameson Williams and Amari Cooper off the waiver wire. They should not be on any waiver wire in any league size.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. Alex, someone dropped Ingram. Should I drop Braylon Allen for him?
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
I'm telling you guys, pick these. It's been 2 weeks. Don't drop these studs or just because they're hurt. Kincaid or Henry?
Yeah, Kincaid. It's not like Henry's a lock. It's still going Kincaid.
Choose 4. Jalen Naylor, Zay Flowers, Drake London, Wandale, Juwan Jennings. So sit 1.
I think Flowers, London, Jennings in for sure. If Addison is out, I'll go Naylor. If Addison plays, I'll go Wandale.
I think I might go Naylor either way. I think Wandale sits for me this week. Choose 2 running backs, Najee, Bucky, Cam. So who sits here?
If Rashad White is out, I'll go Bucky, and I'll probably go Cam, Bucky and Cam. But if Rashad White plays, Najee and Cam.
Right. Akers, no matter what.
Here
is
we are.
The answer here. That's why I think that's what I heard you say. You gotta start Cam. Must start. All right.
Let's start this week.
Well, here we go. Another Akers question. Glenn White, Sharps or Akers?
I'm still going Charbonnet here. We know he's going to get all the touches. We know he'll catch some passes. I'm still going Charbonnet over Akers.
Right. I would too. Still start Charbonnet. Rachel Butaro has got a tough one here. Dowdle, Eckler, or Mostert? Pacheco victim.
I'm just going Eckler. Eckler at least gives you a floor. He catches like 3 to 4 passes. He gets some carries. Just give me Eckler.
Yeah. Mostert, too risky. I don't think I can start him. Chris Cantu, is anyone starting Madison over Zamir? No. They shouldn't.
No.
Rodrigo Rendon, who to flex? Malik, Shakir, Alec Pierce, or Quentin Johnson?
I appreciate you putting the teams they play for. I think you got to go Neighbors still. I just think he's a tier above these guys. These are all risky plays. Give me Neighbors still.
Exactly. Not a good spot for Neighbors, but he's clearly a tier or 2 or 3 ahead of these guys. So got to go Malik. Ramu Chalasani wants to know between Ramondre or Ford.
I think it's got to be Ramondre. He's a no question workhorse there. Give me Ramondre.
Yep. Ramondre for sure. Cade Moore. Who do I start with Reek and DJ? Deontay or QJ?
You start Tyreek Hill for sure. And then I start Deontay over Quentin Johnston. Quentin Johnston, not a good matchup for him this week against Joey Porter Jr.
Yeah, let's take a shot on Deontay and see if Dalton can feed him enough targets that he should have been getting this whole time. Tris, we've already talked about this a little bit. How long are we having patience with Kincaid? Like, what if he gets 3 catches for 21 yards this week?
I mean, we only have like less than 15 minutes, so I don't want to go into this too deep. But what tight end are you getting instead? Sam Laporta, he's terrible. Mark Andrews, he's terrible. Kyle Pitts, he's terrible. Evan Ingram, he's hurt. David Njoku, he's hurt. Jake Ferguson, he's hurt. I mean, what do you? You have to be. You just have to be patient. You don't. What else are you going to do? What is your alternative? What is the other option?
So as long as it takes.
The other option is do not play with tight end as a required start. It's ridiculous. It's not. And you know what? In my endgame leagues next year, it's not happening. It's not happening. Done with tight end. Done.
That's not a bad idea. All right. So TTV Phoenix 24, Burrow or Mayfield?
Definitely Burrow against Commanders.
Definitely Burrow. You got to start Burrow. Diggs or Sharps?
Give me Charbonnet. I mean, he's getting the touches. He'll catch some passes. And you know what? Diggs is a guy that has to score a touchdown. Charbonnet can score a touchdown. Just give me Charbonnet.
Yeah, can't feel great about Diggs. Upside. Keith Ford, which 3? Kyron Dobbins, Gibbs, and Stevenson.
You got to start Kyron. You got to start Gibbs. And I mean, I think the answer has to be Ramondre, but I can't in good conscience tell you to bench Dobbins. But I think the answer should be Ramondre here.
Yeah, I'm just going to fire up Dobbins again. Go the first 3. But it's okay if you do Stevenson. Mr. Rivers, no Seattle defense against Skylar Thompson or San Francisco 49ers against Stafford without those receivers.
Yeah, I'll rather go against Skylar Thompson because Matthew Stafford, he's a wily veteran. He can find a way to put some points on the board if necessary. Just give me Skylar. Give me the matchup against Skylar Thompson.
Yeah, you got to try to take advantage of that. Axe Rock Mireles has a question. Super chat. Travis Etienne and Devontae Smith for Jamar Chase and Bryant Thomas.
Oh, man.
I mean, I think this assumes you could absorb the loss of Etienne if you're trading him away and you're still good at running back.
Yeah, it would have to be like Etienne is your RB3 or RB4 or something. It's very fair. It's very close. I think it's a very good offer for Chase. Yeah, if you're good at running back, like if you have 2 or 3 better running backs than Etienne, then go ahead, get Chase. But if Etienne's your RB2 and now you're going to be, having to roll with Zach Moss every week, I don't know if I'd do this.
Right. This kind of depends, assuming that you don't need to start Etienne, and I guess that you at least would most, if not all the time, start Brian Thomas, then you can do this. Dave Henderson, which two receivers? Metcalf, Harrison, Flowers, and Olave. Only two. Only two.
I mean, I think unfortunately Flowers sits here. I mean, I don't know how do you sit any of these guys, honestly, but I think unfortunately Flowers sits. And I hate it.
Well, we got 4 receivers. We got to start 2. That means we're sitting 2.
Oh, we're sitting. We got to sit 2 of these guys?
Yep. Yeah, you didn't want to sit 1. Now you got to sit another one.
Please trade a wide receiver, Dave. I mean, how do you sit Metcalf and Harrison after last week? I know, like, they might not do that 2 weeks in a row, but I mean, even Flowers was so good last week. I don't know. Maybe I sit Flowers and Olave, even though I really like Olave this week.
I was going to say Olave might be the one I feel the best about. I mean, look, there's no bad choice here. I think you've got to start Harrison, and I'm going to start Olave, but I'm okay. Totally okay if you start Metcalf. Man.
Yeah,
all right.
This is one of those where you're probably going to be wrong. Like a lot of weeks you're going to like, no, for real. Like a lot of weeks you're going to be wrong. You're going to have the guy who scores the most points on your bench. There's like a 50% chance because all these guys can go off on any given week.
Yep.
And you have to bench too. So yeah, try to trade one of these guys. Unless you're this stacked at running back too, then I don't know what to tell you. Congrats on your
all right. ASAP Cams trade Allen, Mason, and T for Pittman, Hall, and Baker.
Is that Josh Allen?
I think it's got to be. We're downgrading a quarterback, clearly. I mean, no offense to Baker Mayfield, the QB2 in fantasy right now. But Allen for Baker, we got Mason for Breece Hall, then we got T for Pittman. Man.
All right. So I think the only win you're getting here on the Hall side is Hall. I think even though T hasn't played yet, I'm not feeling good about Pittman right now. I might prefer T.O. to Pittman, honestly. And I certainly prefer Allen to Baker. And I don't think I think I'm keeping the Allen side. Because again, the only real upgrade I see here is Breece Hall, which is a nice upgrade for sure. But going from Allen to Baker and going from T to Pittman isn't like a big thing. But going from Allen to Baker, I think I'm keeping the Allen Mason side. Or I'm taking that side. I don't know if it means keep it.
Yeah, me too. It's risky because with Mason, maybe mid-season he becomes irrelevant, or maybe all season he's an RB1. So it's risky, but I think I'd rather take that chance with the Allen Mason side. Bullman is in the house. Should have picked up Strange or Ertz in place of Ingram. I mean, yeah, Ingram's probably not going to play this week.
Yeah, I would just grab Strange.
I like Strange. By the way, again, tomorrow's video you're going to see in the morning, talk about Brenton Strange. Dane Clark, Ford McBride, or Judy in the flex. In the flex? Is this
can I put McBride in? Probably not. I think I'm still going Ford here.
Full PPR? I don't know. I'm gonna flex McBride. I still have faith in my guy. I know it hasn't paid off yet, but I think I would go McBride.
All right, we better do this one because we got 5 minutes for the game, and Treston needs to know Ramondre or Etienne.
Etienne gets the Bills. Ramondre, man, I don't know. I'm gonna stick with Etienne.
Yep, I'm still going Etienne. Etienne hasn't been bad.
No, Tank's banged up a little bit still. He'll be fine with Etienne. I know it's tough. It is tough. Mondre's been good. And Mondre will probably be fine tonight too, but I don't think it's a big game for him. So I'll go Etienne. Right, yeah, we're going to try to catch up here on Super Chats, but if there's something very time sensitive, we'll try to throw it up there.
I don't
so good idea.
Yeah, I'm looking. I think that's the only one that has a question for tonight that I see. So
this one, not a Super Chat, but this is interesting. It does have to do with the player for tonight. God's Gift. 415, Pittman and Ramondre for Bijan.
Give me Bijan. Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely Bijan.
Take Bijan. Yeah, do that. I don't know if you can do that before kickoff. Maybe not, but do that. I would do that. If you're getting Bijan. And then Christian Gonzalez. Evans for Singletary. What?
It's a good trade for whoever's getting Evans. It's a terrible trade for whoever's getting Singletary.
Why is somebody trading? Okay, I get it because he had a big game against the Commanders. I mean, come on. Like, seriously? This is what we're doing? Okay. It's good for whoever's getting Evans. I really hope that's you. He didn't say. Okay. Trade Spears or Mostert? Sure.
Down the line, sure, but they got to do something down the line here.
Right. You can trade him. All right, let's see. Next super chat. Let's go to Stark Jeter. What's up? JSN, Steele, or Sharps?
Well, I'll say Charbonnet is your safest bet. He's your floor play. JSN's your ceiling play. So, I mean, I'd probably go JSN because I want that ceiling. But if you want the floor, you go Charbonnet.
Yeah, I'm rolling with JSN here. Looking good. He'll be involved. I think he'll do at least as much as Charbonnet with upside for more. So, going JSN here. Marcismo in the 10-team league has Mayfield, Purdy, Sun God, Waddle, Devontae Smith, Cooper, McLaurin, Henry, and Kincaid. Okay. Are we trading Smith, Kincaid, and Mayfield for AJ Brown? That's too much.
I mean, yeah, I think that's too much. Smith is going to be good. Kincaid will be better. I mean, Mayfield, sure, whatever. But, yeah, I think that's too much.
Yeah. I really didn't, even before the season started, regardless of AJ Brown injury, I was saying I wouldn't be shocked if Devontae Smith is outscoring AJ Brown in fantasy this season. So, nah, I'm not doing this. John M., would you trade Olave for James Cook?
I think this is pretty fair based on need. If you're deep at wide receiver, like if Olave, like the other team we had where you had 4 insane wide receivers and you have to only start 2 of them every week. Yeah, I think this is fair.
Yeah, it seems pretty fair either way. So if it helps you in terms of need for your team, it's fine. The legendary one. Start. 1. Gus Dowdle. Oh, man. Gus or Dowdle, and then flex 1, Hill, Hopkins, Brian Thomas Jr., Garrett Wilson.
Is that Tyreek Hill? Tyreek Hill and Garrett Wilson are flex options with DeAndre Hopkins and Brian Thomas Jr. You're starting Ridley in London? No, I'm starting. Okay. Gus at running back, definitely over Dowdle. I'm starting Hill and Garrett Wilson at wide receiver. And then if you want to flex Ridley or London, pick one, go ahead.
Yeah, I'd flex Ridley. If it's Tyreek Hill, you got to start Tyreek Hill. And get Garrett Wilson in your lineup if you can. It's not a huge thing, but try to start him. And then Ridley is next. Man. All right. Let's do Broham, I think. Mayfield or Daniels?
I'm still going Daniels. I just think Daniels gives you so much more upside with that rushing. Even last week, without throwing a touchdown and not scoring a touchdown, he still gave you like over 13 fantasy points just from that rushing. So I know 13 for a QB is nothing, but I mean, he had 0 touchdowns. So not a lot of QBs can get you 13 with 0 touchdowns. I'm still going Daniels.
Yes. Don't feel amazing about Mayfield this week in the matchup. It's fine, but it's not going to be great for him. Probably not going to need to pass the ball much, honestly. So go Daniels. Christian Gonzalez with another one. Wants to rate this team. Lamar, JT, Mason, Flowers, Nico, Jettis, Goddard, Zeke, Najee, QJ Monty, Alec, probably Pierce, Gino, and Colby Parkinson.
All right, JT Mason is nice. Flowers, Nico Jefferson is very nice. Goddard at tight end is whatever. Najee, QJ Monty, Alec Pierce, Gino, Colby. I mean, any trades. This team is really good. You don't really want to trade away. Maybe you could try to trade away Najee, but I mean, what are you getting for Najee? What are you really what are you getting that you actually need for Najee? I think you're good. This team is really good. I think this is like it's like a 9.
Yeah, this team is pretty stacked. It's really good. I'd say like a 9 too. I mean, yeah, you can drop those guys at the end of your bench and pick up some running back handcuffs. Guys stash some running backs like a Ray Davis type or somebody like that. Don Drizzy TV. Tank or Zeus?
I still got to go Tank. I know he's been underwhelming, but the opportunity is there for Tank. I don't know if the opportunity is there for Zamir White yet. Let's see the opportunity for Zamir White. Give me Tank.
Right. It should and could be a Zeus week, but we got to see it. Let's go with Tank here. Assuming this is PPR. If it's totally standard non-PPR, then fine. I guess go Zeus, but probably not. Juice, what is up? Feeling some pity for his opponent. He's got Pacheco and Walker, so he's starting Pierre and Dowdle. Hey, some of us are we're there.
Yep.
This is why you keep Taysom Hill on your bench just in case of emergency.
Hey, he practiced today. He was back in practice.
Good news. All right. Do we have anything else? I'm trying to catch up. Hilario Vaquero. Let's see if there's a question here. Which, by the way, we're going to make sure we stay on until we do answer at least all the super chats and whatever we can before we let y'all go. I know everyone probably wants to watch the game too, if you can at all possibly. Here we go. Etienne or Pollard?
I still got to go Etienne. I like Pollard, but I'm not ready to put him in over Etienne.
Yeah, I like Pollard this week. He was on the booms, but I'm not going to sit Etienne for him. So I'm going to agree. Not that in on Pollard. What about Happy? Which would make you happier, to start Purdy or Carr?
I mean, I think you got to go Carr.
Definitely go Carr, especially if Kittle is out also. Gesicki or Schultz?
Still got to be Gesicki, even with T. Higgins back. I mean, Schultz, like if he doesn't score a touchdown, you get almost nothing.
Right. Gesicki is strong streamer, and Schultz is basically, I don't know. Can you even consider Schultz anymore? What's the upside here? There's almost none.
There is no upside. A touchdown. That's it. Your upside is he scores. That's it.
Right. And I don't think he's even done that yet. Tobias Manmano, Jason Evans, Devontae Adams, Neighbors, and Diggs. We're picking 3 here.
Oh, man. Evans and Devontae Adams for sure. I know it would be hard to bench Neighbors after last week, but look, JSN had a great game too. Almost as big of a game as Neighbors. He doesn't have to play the Browns on the road. I might just go the first 3.
Yeah, with these options, I can sit Neighbors, worried about him in that tough matchup. And then Diggs, like you said, it seems like he might be touchdown dependent for the most part. So let's go with the first 3. Evans is still pretty much a must start. Adams, gotta like Adams this week. Panthers and JSN too. So there you go, first 3. This is an interesting one. I got a Dynasty trade question from Tim Media Wedding Photography.
All right.
Amari and a late first for Jamo.
Just give me Jameson in Dynasty. Give me Jameson. A late first, so like, okay, whatever, not, you know what I mean? Like late first, nothing special. Amari is 29 years old. We don't even know if he's going to become good this year. And even if he does, how good are you going to feel about him next year? Just give me Jameson.
There you go. Jameson Williams, the breakout is happening. It's here. Let us block this spam chat. All right. I think we might be caught up. Let's make sure. Oh, no, we got Ismail Ahmad. Sold a lot of depth, 12-team PPR, 1 flex league. Stroud, CD, Garrett, Bijan, Warren, Pitts, Coleman. On the bench is Sharps, Bucky, Mike Williams, and Algier.
All right, what are we doing here? We're just rating it.
Rating it maybe.
Okay. CD Garrett Wilson, Coleman, Mike Will. It's okay. Bijan Warren is your RB2. At least you have Charbonnet right now, and maybe you'll have Bucky. You got Stroud. You got Pitts. Those running backs behind Bijan really terrify me, as do the wide receivers behind Garrett and CD. I'm going to say 7.75.
Yeah. And I would say, I mean, for this week, you probably want to put Charbonnet in over Warren. You can start Charbonnet for sure. Coleman. Yeah. I don't want to be flexing Coleman. So keep making waiver wire moves. It's more like a 7.5. I mean, you do have good starters. Not going to say you don't, but you do need some depth too. You never know when you might need it. So, all right, guys. Now we're caught up. The game is on, so we're going to let you get out of here. We can watch it too. And we will see you then on the weekend. You know, Saturday, the big stream. We're going to do our big start sit. Not that we haven't been helping all week, but we're going to continue when we get all the injury updates. So check us out Saturday afternoon. And, of course, Sunday morning as well. 3 hours before game time, we'll be on here. Put notifications on if you haven't already. And again, it costs you absolutely nothing to click on the like and subscribe button. It's free. You know what else is free? If you download these two apps, I highly recommend. Get Underdog, download it, and whatever you put into it, you're going to get a big bonus match, deposit match of up to $1,000 in bonus cash if you use code ENDGAME. It's too late to use that Aaron Rodgers pick, but wait, there's more. You get another free pick instead, new customer pick for this weekend. I think it's Pat Mahomes just getting 1 yard. I feel actually even better about that one. So you still get a new customer pick if you sign up right now, Underdog, using code ENDGAME. And the Draftline app, also completely free to download, App Store, Play Store. Check it out now if you haven't. You also, for a very limited time, will get $10 credit if you're a new customer. So definitely recommend that. All right. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you on Saturday.